Today on Ballistic Barbecue, I'm going to be cooking up some delicious beef short rib burnt ends on the Lone Star Grill's pellet smoker. Let's get going. The other day I went to my butcher and I saw these in their case, beef short ribs, some gorgeous beef short ribs that have been cut to where they're like 2 inches thick here. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with them, but I knew I wanted to do something with them, so I bought 4 sections. This is a total of 6 pounds. And on my way home, I thought, you know what? Let's do these how we would do brisket burn ends. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to cook these as normal, then we're going to process these into burn ends towards the end. And I think they're going to be really good. I love short rib meat. It's just so delicious. Kick this off with some Cosmos Q cow cover. And I have the pit preheated right now. We're running it at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am burning hickory pellets in there. It's going to be very interesting for me to see how these look after, they're cut into like cubes, because, short ribs have a tendency, the meat shrinks on the bone. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. This is sort of an experiment for me. But I love short rib meat. It cooks up so tender and just has a great flavor. All right, I'm gonna let these sweat a little bit, then we'll get them on the pit. All right. I'll be cooking these bone down. All right, so now we're just cooking. I will be cooking these until probe tender. I'm guessing they're not going to take as long as, a full rack of beef short ribs. But once they're done, once they are probe tender, we are going to again process these as we would that point on a brisket if we were making burnt ends, which we are. We're making beef short rib burnt ends. It's going to be in my title. Okay, we are at 1 hour now. I just want to take a peek, and if they need a little misting, I'm going to hit them. Looking good. Get a little color going. All right, so that's what the cook's going to look like for now. I'll check them again in another hour or so, hit them with some water if needed. Obviously, it's too soon right now to test for probe tenderness, but I'll give them a probe the next time I open the lid just to see where they're at. All right, we are at 2 hours now. Woo, looking good. Let's see how we're getting tender-wise. They're definitely not there yet. Give another spritz here. Still standing up. See if any of them tip over. All right, I'm gonna check in another, I'll go with 40 minutes this time. All right, 40 minutes has passed. All right, I'm gonna give it another 40 minutes. They're definitely coming along. They're just not there yet. And we are back. Let's see what's going on here. It's getting close. Not quite there yet. I'm gonna go 30 more minutes. Meet you back at the pit. All right, after the last time you saw me, I stopped recording myself checking for tenderness. It was just taking too long. Ultimately, the total cook time for these, cut ribs was a total of 4 hours, and they are probe tender now. So we're gonna go ahead and pull them, get this thing going. Nice smoke ring. Oops. Bone. There. It's gonna be ugly. All right. Using just this little half pan here. It's really pretty. Nice and juicy. So for this part of the cook, I'm switching up the rub, and I'm going to use some OBQ's Sweet Heat. Now for the barbecue sauce, I'm using a homemade barbecue sauce. It's little sweet, little heat. It'll go good with this rub. Not going to lay it on too heavy. I'm going to kind of toss the ribs in the sauce, just give them a nice thin coating. All right, these are looking good. Get out right there. Go ahead and get these back on the pit. Right now, we're just going to allow that glaze to set. I'm going to go 30 to 40 minutes on that, and then meet you back at the pit when we're pulling them. 40 minutes has passed, and these are looking pretty darn good. So I'm going to rest these probably 15 minutes or so, then we'll give them a try. All right, here we are, all rested up, looking good, smelling really good. I just hit it with a little chopped green onion just to kind of pop a color. Let's try this out. It's very, very, very tender. Super juicy, nice smoke ring. Very rich. So this is a really nice change. And this is something that I wouldn't have even thought of unless I already saw those chunks of, you know, those thinner slices, those 2-inch thick slices of the short rib rack. You know, it was cut across the bone, you know, flanken style, but only like 2 inches thick. Wow. The two rubs, you know, Cosmo's cow cover and then that Sweet and Heat, the OBQ, they're playing very well together. You know, they're complementing one another. The you know, that Sweet and Heat, the OBQ is obviously a lot sweeter than the cow cover, so it's just making a nice, really the perfect balance. Then, like I said, you know, the sauce I used, it was my sauce, but you know, it was a Sweet Heat, but it wasn't too sweet. You know, it's not like candy sweet, and then there's a nice pop of heat to it. I, you know, used crushed red chili peppers in there for the heat, and it simmered a really long time. So it definitely got some, you know, nice heat in there. Like all burnt ends, you know, I don't think this is meant to be a meal. It is just so rich, at least not for me. But, you know, to have a plate of these out at a party or something and just let your friends snack on these things. As usual, the LSG pellet smoker doesn't disappoint. It always gives, I mean, so much more smokiness to the meat than the other pellet brands out there. I mean, it's about as close to a stick burner, I think, that you can get to in a pellet grill. But anyway, I'm not going to eat any more of these right now. I want to save some for the family, but also, I mean, this is really rich, you know, very rich. I don't want to spoil my dinner. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. If you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that subscription button, ringing the notification bell, and thumb it up if you like it. I hope you did. Any suggestions, something you want to see or a cooker you want to see me use, let me know down in the comments or shoot me an email. Email's down in the description box. And appreciate you stopping by. See you on the next video. Cheers.